Hello. So we've been trying out intermittent fasting for the last few weeks. By we, I mean myself, Kim from Finding My Style, and Julie from What Julie Loves. So together, the three of us call ourselves Three of a Kind. Julie's been doing it a little bit longer than us, and Kim and I jumped on the bandwagon and thought we wanted to give it a try. So this video is about how we got on intermittent fasting. I hope it's something you'd like to watch. If so, see you in a minute. So those of you who haven't come across my channel before, I'm Rhi and I've just turned 60. At the end of September I was 60, and we do a monthly video together, Julie, Kim and myself, Three of a Kind, various things, and this one's about intermittent fasting. So I've got my notes today. If you see me looking down, that's why, because I've got quite a lot to say in a short period of time, so I don't want to miss anything out. Have any of you done fasting yourselves? Have you come across it before? So if you haven't come across fasting, I've had some people say, well, what is that? It's like starving yourself. No, it's not. So fasting is a voluntary abstinence from food for a certain period of time. So you can have in intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is when you have windows of eating or time slots of eating, and the rest of the time you're fasting, i.e. you're not eating. In the fasting window or fasting slot, you can drink water, black tea, black coffee, but nothing else. No fruit juices, no sweets, no food, no milk in your tea and coffee, just plain. And I guess some purists would say only water, but I do have black tea and black coffee. I want to give a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I am just an ordinary person who's read up about it a little bit and given it a go. So if you're thinking of doing this, then, please do your own research, check with your own doctor. I know there are a lot of people where fasting is not recommended. Children, teens shouldn't fast. Anyone who's had any sort of eating disorder, people, I think, with type 1 diabetes, people with certain medical conditions. There are a lot of people who fasting is not recommended for, so it is worth checking first. I read the book. It was called Fast, Feast, Repeat by Gin Stephens. I came across it last year and I felt that it explained the benefits really, really well. I think Julie's read Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Peltz. And I know Dr. Mindy Peltz, I've come across her. She's got a lot of YouTube videos on fasting, and I know she's really well regarded within the industry. I haven't read that book, but I have come across it. And I've also seen some videos by Dr. Jason Fung. I sort of like his videos. I think he explains it really well. So those are the things that I've looked into, and I'm going to explain based on that little bit of knowledge. So reading one of those books, watching a few YouTube videos, a bit of Google, what I understand the benefits of intermittent fasting is. So bear with me, just going to get a sip of water. Mouth's getting a bit dry. So the goal, as I understand it, of intermittent fasting is to move to a fat burning mode. So normally we use glucose from the foods for energy. It's broken down into glycogen and fat, which is stored. When you're not eating, when you have a fasting period, the body will convert the stored glycogen into glucose to use. But after that, it goes into the fat stores, and that's what we want. We want to burn the fats for energy, and that's where the healing of intermittent fasting lies, when we're fat burning. So they say. All right, the benefits of this. So the benefits are that it can reduce inflammation, it's good for your brain and your memory. I need that. My memory is not so good. It's good for creativity. It potentially supporting, reducing the likelihood of heart disease or some forms of cancer. And it can help, intermittent fasting can help with the weight loss if you eat healthily in the window. So there are a lot of really good potential benefits. We all want better brain power, we all want better memory, we all want to prevent inflammation and prevent disease, don't we? So the benefits of intermittent fasting, are supposed to be really good, with the added effect, of course, of weight loss. And weight loss can help with a lot of these things as well, can't they? So why did we do it? Well, Julie had done a video where she was trying intermittent fasting, and I was fascinated, and I thought, well, like, I got on with it really well last year, and I did it for quite a while. Now, I don't know if I lost any weight, but I did feel good in myself, and I did feel sort of really healthy, and it was a nice way of eating, and it does help you prevent all that snacking in the evening. It's just weird that normally I'm looking for things in the evening, but when I'm intermittent fasting, it's like the switch is turned off. Okay, I've stopped eating now. So yeah, so when Julie said that she was trying it, Kim and I, were asking her about it, and we thought that we'd like to give it a go. So we've been doing it for almost 3 weeks now. I'm just filming a couple of days before this video goes out, so it's not quite 3 weeks. Another reason was, as you know, my regulars, I'm recovering from look how nicely it's healing. I had an operation just at the end of September on a lump in my neck. It's all fine, it's all healing well, but I thought the fasting might speed up or support the healing process, especially as I've been feeling like really under the weather, or had been. I'm getting back to myself now. I don't know whether the fasting has helped with that or whether I would be anyway, because it is a healing process. And also, I must say, since, on the whole, I generally eat quite healthily. I try not to eat too many sugary things, but after the operation, that kind of went out the window a bit, and I've, eating more cake, eating more chocolate. And I put that down to maybe the stress of the operation, or the tiredness, or the relief that, it's okay and that I'm on the mend. I'm not sure, but I want to sort of cut that habit and nip it in the bud before it becomes too ingrained, and get back to trying to eat a bit more healthier. And I thought the intermittent fasting would help with that. So there are different ways to do intermittent fasting. And the one that we've done, which is recommended for beginners, is like an eating window. And we did the 16-8, which means we fasted for 16 hours and we had an 8-hour window. My eating window, although it was flexible, was from 11 o'clock until 7 o'clock. And that was nearly every day. And I think Julie and Kim did the same. Now, there are possible side effects from fasting. Headaches, mainly I guess from dehydration, people can faint, irritability, lack of energy. I found I didn't have any of those. I took to it, I could duck to water. So sometimes my windows were a little bit shorter, so sometimes I wouldn't eat until 12 because I wasn't hungry, and sometimes I'd finish eating at 6. I didn't snack at all in the evening. I didn't worry about skipping breakfast. Yeah, it's worked in that way really well for me, and I want to continue. I like the flexibility. So, we went away for a weekend and we stayed at a hotel, and I did eat normally then, didn't fast on those 2 days. We had breakfast in the hotel, and that's okay. And then the only other time that I didn't fast was we had a book club dinner, and we had, went with my friends, and I think dinner was served about 8 or 9 o'clock. So I ate that then and didn't think about it. But the rest of the time, I fasted every day. Now, in the fasting times when you're just supposed to have plain water, black coffee, or black tea, that's called a clean fast. I must admit, there were quite a few times where I had milk in my tea, and I'm still doing that a little bit. And I think that's okay. Like, I'm not perfect. If this is something that I'm going to continue and try and build into a habit, I'm not too bothered about that. Now, that means that I think they call it dirty fasting, if I said that already. So it means that, my fast wasn't a true fast because I was having a little bit of milk. But do you know what? I think that's okay. I'm gentle with myself. I'm a beginner and I want it to be sustainable. I don't want it to be miserable. Sometimes I just need a cup of tea, and that's okay, isn't it? But I didn't snack in the evening. I didn't eat in the mornings, apart from those few exceptions, and I got on with that really well. However, especially at the beginning. I mean, the whole idea is that you're sort of cutting down on your calories and you're just having 2 meals rather than the 3 meals. And you're meant to be eating healthily because you've got to get all your nutrients in that window. And I can't say I fully got there yet. Right at the beginning, I was breaking my fast with breakfast, say 11. I was having lunch about 2, and then I was eating dinner and probably a few snacks in there, because I kind of felt, oh, I'm hungry and I'm not eating the rest of the day. I'm only eating this short period of time. Be fine if I have a bit of chocolate or if I have more cake. Now, normally I wouldn't do that. Normally I don't even think about chocolates and sweets in the day. But I have been, so that's not good. As the 3 weeks have gone on, that's settled down and I have generally been having just 2 meals. So on the whole, I will have lunch about 11:30 or 12. Yeah, probably I would have a cup of tea or maybe a cappuccino about 11:30, and then lunch about 12, 12:30, and then dinner about 5 or 6. And maybe a small snack, some fruit in between. So I've sort of built up to that. Yes, my food is not as healthy as it normally is because I've still, I think, got a little bit of that feeling, oh, well, I'm just eating in this window, it'll be all right. And it's not. You do have to make sure you get your nutrients in to keep really, really healthy. So that is something that I've thought about. You really, really must make sure that you drink a lot of water because it's so easy to get dehydrated. So, that has been fine for me because I'm in that habit. But if you're thinking of trying it, that's something you really, really have to think about. I think when I did it last year, when I wasn't drinking as much water, I wasn't in that habit, then I did suffer from a few headaches, and that's not nice. And if you feel at all dizzy, faint when you're meant to be fasting, eat. This isn't about torture. It's important we look after ourselves and ease ourselves in. So what have been the benefits? Well, I'm not sure if I've lost any weight because I never weigh myself. I don't believe in it. Do I feel better in myself? Yes, I do. I mean, I have been recovering from this operation, so as time goes on, I'm going to feel better in myself because of that. But doing the intermittent fasting feels like a really nice way of controlling snacking in the evenings, of working towards a much healthier diet that I can focus in that window. And it's still something that I've got to work on, of, making sure I get plenty of veg, plenty of fruit, and that I'm eating healthier. So yeah, I want to continue and to practice that. I can honestly say that during the fasting periods have been easy. I haven't felt hungry. I haven't felt tired. If anything, I felt a little bit more energetic. So that's really good. I think it's a side effect, but I have been finding, actually not so much now this week, but last week, so the second week, I was getting really, really hot in the evening and at night. So not a hot flush, not sweaty hot, but it was like my body was generating heat like a little radiator that my partner could feel while we were on the sofa. Oh, like, you're getting really hot. So I was radiating the heat to him. I didn't feel uncomfortable in myself. And I just took it that, oh, maybe I'm fat burning now. And the heat's a byproduct. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe it's to do with, I'm healing in general, but it wasn't a concern, it wasn't a worry. It did actually feel like, oh, this is a bit different. I haven't had any of that this week, so it might just have been a thing. Um, would I recommend it? Yes, I definitely would. And I'm going to try it and keep doing it. But I've got a cruise at the end of the month, stroke, beginning of December. And will I fast on that cruise? No, I definitely won't. I will make the most of the delicious food, even though I'll try not to go crazy. But on normal everydays, I think for me, it's a nice way to eat. And yes, I still do need to continually focus on eat more veg, eat more fruit, eat more protein probably, less carbs, but in a flexible, relaxed way. And I think that this will help me. So if you're still watching, it'd be really nice if you put in the comments whether you've tried fasting, whether it's something that you'd like to do, if you've got any books that you've read that think might be of interest, or any YouTube channels. That'd be really good. If you haven't already, it'd be really great if you could consider subscribing. Just press the button and the bell icon so you're notified when a video comes out. It's of no cost to you and it makes a big difference to me. But thanks for watching to the end, and hopefully I'll see you again in another video, whether that's a 3 of a kind, which will be next month, or one of my own videos. So take care, bye.